Sewell, Kelly, Orson Mobley, Wilhite, and Dorsett.
Still no further report on injured tight end Clarence Kay as Wilhite the play fake and a touchdown to Orson Mobley. Everybody looking at Wilhite as Elway pulled the ball back and spun and throws for a touchdown to 265-pound tight end Orson Mobley. He had a Dallas. Reeves was offensive coordinator at Dallas for 8 years.
That's the shovel pass. They go right back to the line of scrimmage. It's first down Denver.
57 seconds to go. A throw and a catch. Down with the ball is Vance Johnson. 20-yard gain as the Broncos quickly go into alignment. Hey, we got to get the boss with his hat off. He's got the all-time haircut now. Here's Elway looking deep. Fires and Sewell is the man, and Steve Sewell makes the reception down to the 43-yard line. Splitting the safeties, a 29-yard gain as all of a sudden Elway heats up.
4-4. If you include Tony Woods, played an awful lot today.
Denver trying to get it in. They've not scored since the second quarter when they got their only score of the day. Mitz on the run against Elway. Throwing for a touchdown. John Elway positioning himself perfectly just before crossing the line of scrimmage. Fires a liner 20 yards into the end zone, and Mark Jackson comes down with the ball for the touchdown, and the Broncos are back in the game with 4:14 to play.
This is the value of John Elway. He never gives up on a play. Mel Jenkins, 24, drops the coverage thinking that John Elway's going to run, and Jackson standing there by himself in the end zone.
Got such a strong arm, Earl. He could get that ball on target 15 yards downfield.
From the San Diego 44, Elway wants it. He's got Jackson on the way. Touchdown.
Beautiful.
75,000 plus go wild in Denver as Elway connects on a 44-yarder to Mark Jackson. Makes the hit, the 3-year veteran from Georgia. Now we're going to show you the earlier touchdown by Denver.
Some of you must look at the great pass protection. Down the left sideline, Bill Bird on the defense, and Mark Jackson makes a great catch as the 2 goes on into the end zone. A 44-yard touchdown pass. There he is, Mark Jackson, his second touchdown catch of the year.
Dorsett is back. Wilhite is back.
Shotgun.
Check that. Sewell is now in. Dorsett is not in. Elway throws on the run. It is caught. Jackson down the sideline at the 18-yard line, brought down by Elvis Patterson. Number 34, the cornerback of the big gainer, gives the Broncos a first down to the San Diego 18.
The sport's concerned, but he's a young man to me.
But what about the 3 amigos, the wideouts, and John Elway? It changes their game.
No, I'll tell you what'll happen, though. They'll keep doing this, and everybody will come up front, and he'll throw a lot more touchdown passes with this guy in the backfield.
2nd and 4. He'll go upstairs this time.
Look at that. See what I mean?
Touchdown is Vance Johnson.
That's what I was talking about, Merle. You put a guy like this in the backfield, everybody starts keying on him a little bit, and he was so wide open, it's unbelievable. How about Vance, baby?
So Vance Johnson gets the touchdown. The 4-year man from Arizona getting congratulations from his teammates. A 24-yard reception. And the Denver offense is clicking on all 4s.
And I think that
Steve Sewell is in. Wilhite is in. 3rd and 18. Natil, if he caught it, they got enough.
Well, that's a beautiful play. I tell you, we watched him work on this in practice. This is a beautiful play by Ricky Natil. He goes down deep, and when he hooks up, he comes back to the football.
Versatility.
2nd and 10 from the 13 as the Broncos come up in the eye this time. Elway going deep for Johnson. Makes the catch at the 50-yard line. Johnson in a foot race. He's got that bad toe, and so he's not as fast as he normally would be, but still gets all the way down to the 1-yard line. Eddie Anderson, who was a replacement player last year, and Dennis Price, a fifth-round rookie with the coverage as Johnson comes limping away, but after big damage has been done.
Great timing by Elway once again. It was Johnson picking up the double coverage. The line of scrimmage. I mean, the Raiders defensively somehow have to stiffen. I think he'll come. I'll give you about a million reasons why.
3rd and 5. Elway fires. Sewell, touchdown.
Maybe Bo wanted to get traded to Washington. Russell Carter easily beaten by Sewell, who works out of the backfield so well as a receiver, and Elway drilled it in there. He had to catch in self-defense.
It's a situation now that he who makes the first mistake is going to lose the ball game.
1st and 10 from the 48. Fake toss to Dorsett. Elway fires, caught, Natil, 1st down, 30-yard line. Tackled by Haynes.
On the end zone.
Well, they had 1st and goal at the 4 and had to settle for a short field goal early in the game. And without overstating the fact, the Broncos have been in a terrible touchdown drought. They're into their 10th quarter without a touchdown. Elway floods the right area, goes over the middle for a touchdown. Vance Johnson. And was he left alone? Somebody missed an assignment.
Doesn't matter that it was easy. Just matters that they got it in there. They've now put that drought behind them, and you see the celebration. That's one happy football team on the sideline right now.
Passing tendencies when they have Will Hyde and Sewell in there. And then when they have Tony Dorsett and Winder, they have strong run tendencies. The reason they do that is to keep the Falcons from getting their situation substitution people that play in special situations, to keep them off the field.
On 1st down at the 19, Winder and Dorsett will line up behind Elway. Neither team able to dent the end zone just yet. Elway with a deep drop this time, and time to throw to the near side, and he's got a receiver out of bounds. Vance Johnson for the 1st down inside the Falcon 40. 3rd and 16. And another penalty flag. It appears the Falcons were offside, and Elway goes long and complete and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Ricky Natil with a fine catch. But most quarterbacks would fall into that category. 2nd and 9, 11:20 to play, 1st half. And again, Winder alone back behind Elway. Elway looks to his left, slant pattern, touchdown, Mark Jackson.
Defensively, they're giving up too many yards on the ground and not letting Atlanta control the ball on them.
Both Vance Johnson and Ricky Natil flank to the top of your screen on 2nd and 10. Play action. Lots of time. Elway throwing over the middle. Caught! Vance Johnson for a 1st down at the 47-yard line of the Falcons.
3 interceptions a week ago in that 39-21 loss.
From the 30 on 2nd and 8. With Mobley in motion. Elway, good protection, and he hits Johnson for a 1st down at the Indianapolis 47-yard line. Vance Johnson cutting across the middle. The tackle made by Eugene Daniel. 1st down at the Colt 47-yard line. And Elway going deep for Mark Jackson, and he makes the catch at the 2-yard line. A great catch. The coverage by Chris Good, and Jackson making the catch and staying inbounds at the 2. First and goal. Winder and Dorsett in the I formation with Dorsett the tailback. Elway fakes it and throws into the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Steve Sewell making the catch, and so Denver goes the length of the field. It's a long way back, but at least the Broncos are on the way back.
And what a throw by John Elway. On the sideline, you can hardly believe that they're still coming at you in waves like that. There's no mercy in this league.
No mercy for Elway. The mocking chant of Elway, who steps up and runs for the first down and more, and then slides at the 36-yard line. And Elway, gimpy ankle and all.
2nd and 10 for Elway, who has Steve Sewell now in the backfield. Actually slotted out on the right side now, used as a motion man. Again, the play action fake. Elway with protection down the middle. This one right on target, and pulling it in is Vance Johnson. Kevin Ross, the defender, was right there, but Vance Johnson had that one drilled in there.
It was great protection. It was great protection for Elway, and Elway stepped up in that pocket nicely.
From the Kansas City 6, Elway has, for the first time, Darrell Wilhite in the backfield in this ball game. Wilhite, who has had problems with a foot injury. Sewell in the slot, Natia wide left. Jackson and Johnson wide to the right side. Sewell in motion. Elway with a pump fake, goes for the score. He's got it with the feeder down. Johnson with a touchdown and a superb effort in the corner of the end zone.
You fans that have just seen New England edge the New York Jets 14-13 to Kenberg Merlin Olsen at Mile High Stadium, where the Broncos, recovering an early Cleveland fumble, have a 3-0 lead. 3rd and 9, wide open. Mark Jackson and a first down at the Cleveland 31. Winder now, the solo running back behind Elway, with Johnson and Natil to the right. Wide open is Orson Mobley, touchdown.
Denver not happy to sit on that lead, and Reeves not taking any chances. He's remembering that Raider game earlier in the year.
And Elway avoids the rush. And all the way down to the 16-yard line, where Mark Harper makes the tackle. You could see Elway, he wanted to go into a slide about 15 yards earlier, but there was no one there, so he just stumbled forward.
Elway's left ankle is very heavily taped.
Elway to Sewell, touchdown. Felix Wright was trying to call timeout. He's arguing with the official who wouldn't give it to him, and apparently he saw a problem, and certainly there was one. No one covered Sewell. Trailing Atlanta 3-0. 46-yard field goal by Davis. Elway on the roll to get some time and throws across to Johnson, wide open. Vance Johnson out of bounds at the 33-yard line, and not many quarterbacks in any league can make that throw.
A team that plays a lot of zone defense gets in the habit, when a quarterback rolls one way or the other, of cheating their zones to the roll. That's dangerous against Elway, because he'll throw the transcontinental pass as he did there. You notice that all the defenders had moved over with Elway. Vance Johnson breaking to the far sideline, and the strength of Elway's arm made that first down possible. With his own private coach trying to get him filled in on this defense, not easy to do.
Elway flushed out, will run to the sidelines, and no, doesn't kill the clock. That was surprising.
Over the course of the season, when they run the ball on first down, they're getting 3.5 yards. When they pass it, they're getting 7 yards. but they haven't passed on first down much. They might now. Yep, here's Elway. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown! Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson caught 5 last week in the loss to New Orleans. He's got 5 in the first half. 1st and 10.
John has a fade down at the bottom if he wants it.
That's Jason Johnson. He looks his way. And then he'll run. Oh, boy. Was he down? Yes. It will be Denver 1st and goal at the 1 on the Elway scramble of 21 yards. And it was Johnson who recovered the ball, but the play had been whistled dead. Winder and Wilhide are the running backs now. Sammy Winder, the deep man in the eye. Quarterback deep, touchdown, John Elway for the Broncos. And why not?
I think that spike by Elway was a little sign of frustration over this 6-6 year and the heat he had been taking for the last few weeks. And he said, here it is. I've played bad, yes, all year long, but here, right in your eye. Thank you very much. Vern Lundquist's family traveled in covered wagon when as a child on his way to his hometown of Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh, that sign cost you some bucks, didn't it?
1st and 10. Elway play fake on first down. He's in trouble, pulls up and looks deep and fires for Jackson. Jackson's free, he'll score. No flags. Yards from Mark Jackson. 1st down from the 14. See if Elway wants to try and strike quickly in 1st down. Yes, he does. At the 4, Vance Johnson, touchdown Denver. That pass will cost him $250. But he doesn't mind.
4 wide receivers, Elway in the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Lobs it for Mark Jackson, and it's right on the money. 1st down at the 44-yard line. Van McElroy made the tackle. What a nice touch toss by Elway. He has aged, though, this season.
Been a tough season for him.
Elway throwing for his tight end. Touchdown, Clarence Cave. Boy, there's a lot of Denver fans here.
They're finally getting a touchdown to cheer about. Elway's first of the day. Goes to the big tight end. The concentration on the wide receivers. Elway finds the open man and the matchup that pleases him, and that's to the tight end K. He needed to get
11 minutes left. 21-13, the long throw. Complete to Jackson. Mark Jackson caught from behind by Mike Haynes. Haynes saved a touchdown, but what a magnificent throw from Elway, just dropping that rainbow right into the arms of Mark Jackson. And has momentum ever shifted here in the Coliseum?
There aren't many 35-year-old cornerbacks in the NFL. And Elway has been going to the right side after Fellows. He finally comes back and throws the deep shot on Haynes. And Mike looked back a fraction of a second too late, or I think he would have been able to bat that ball away. And Jackson continues to be the big playmaker for John Elway. Black-shirted Raiders out there to greet
the defense. Touchdown, wide open is Mobley, or is it Kay again? Kay. Clarence Kay has his second touchdown, and it's 21-19. No one picked up the tight end.
Early in the broadcast, I talked about the importance of a fourth receiver stepping forward. The three amigos are going to do their job, but you got to have a big performance from someone else, and it's been Clarence Kay today.
For defense, it has been decimated, next to last in the National Football League against the run. Elway throws to Jackson. Midfield. Down to the Seattle 45-yard line. A gain of 35 to Mark Jackson.
Pass is not easy. And secondly, you've got to hang on to it in the middle.
3rd and 4. Jackson. Touchdown. Heck of a play by Mark Jackson. He fought his way into the end zone. And now Moyer didn't want to let Jackson spike the ball, reached out, tried to knock it out of his hand. There they are.
Unnecessary roughness after the touchdown, number 84, Denver. The touchdown's good, 15 yards on the kickoff.
It goes against Ricky Nattiel.
Now, who is a little guy like Ricky Nattiel going to hit? Here's the touchdown. Mark Jackson, for some odd reason, they just gave him a ton of room on the outside. And he's wide open out there, and now he just slides in. Patrick Hunter back off of IR, giving him a lot of room. And then they throw the flag on Ricky Nattiel. Now, the only thing I can think of is he jumped in there to try and allow Mark to do the spike when Paul Moyer didn't want him.
Right. Harlem. And, of course, indoors, you don't have to worry about the wind.
Well, he does have the air conditioning at his back. For whatever that's worth.
Elway taking a lot of time. Throws complete at the 34. They signal for a timeout, and they'll get it with 3 seconds left. Vance Johnson with a smart play, and Clarence Kay also downfield, being very alert to get that timeout and stop the clock.
And Rembert responded to that, has kept his weight down, which had been a problem in the past, and has come through with an excellent football season.
Good time for Elway, and there's a man open, Mark Jackson. He's at the 30 and out of bounds at the 23. A flag is down in the secondary. 31 yards if for Mark Jackson.